What am I going to talk about? Next slide. The legal system? No, go back. People you admire? Next. No, 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 no! Next. What I'm going to be talking about now is Elden Ring. Next one. And another. Also, could you get rid of that, please? What is Elden Ring? Elden Ring is set in a vast and interconnected fantasy world known as the Lands Between.
Erin, outside for a second. Erin, you're acting like you're back in year 7. Go outside, come back in about 2-3 minutes. Go and sit out at the table over there for a bit.
Can I continue?
What's wrong with you? Sorry.
May I continue?
Yes, you may.
Okay. It's full of intricate lore, mystical figures, and complex storytelling. This presentation will be talking about all of the main plot from start to finish. Next. The world setup, shattering of the Elden Ring. The Elden Ring, a divine artifact that governs the natural laws of life and death, is shattered. Queen Marika the Eternal, the godlike ruler of the Lands Between, was somehow involved in the ring's destruction. Following this, she disappears. Go back, please. The shattering causes chaos. Marika's demigod offspring, who once ruled peacefully, sees the fragments, the great ruins, of the shattered Elden Ring. Each fragment grants power but corrupts the bearer, resulting in an all-out war known as the Shattering. Next, please. I can tell you enjoy this. The Tarnished awakens. Player's journey begins. The player is a Tarnished, one of many exiles who were once blessed by the Erd Tree, a gigantic glowing tree linked to the Elden Ring, but later lost grace. Now, the Erd Tree summons the Tarnished back to the Lands Between to restore the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. Melina, a mysterious guide, meets the Tarnished early on, offering aid and the ability to level up in exchange for traveling together to the Erd Tree. Next, please. Gathering power, defeating the demigods. The Tarnished sets out to claim the great ruins from the corrupted demigods. Some key demigods and their locations include Godric the Grafted. He's an idiot, we'll get into that later. He is in Stormvale Castle. He is obsessed with power. He grafts body parts from the fallen boys onto himself. His second phase is very bad, and you'll know later. Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. She is in the Academy of Rhea Lucaria. A sorceress, she guards a great rune in her broken state. Radahn, the Scarce Scourge. He is in Kaliud, a powerful general who held back the movement of the stars but was driven mad by Scarlet Rot, which decays you from the inside. Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy. Volcano Manor. He merged with a giant serpent in search of greater power. Morgoth, the Omen King. He is in Lionel, a bitter guardian who secretly watches over the Erd Tree. Along the way, the Tarnished, aka the player, also learns of various factions, such as Volcano Manor, the Round Table Hold, and Randy the Rich, each with their own agendas. The player's choices determine some of the game's outcomes. Next, please. The Tarnished awakened. No, he went back. Next one. The road to the Erd Tree, Lindale, and Morgoth. After defeating multiple demigods and gathering enough power, the Tarnished reaches Lindale, the royal capital, where Morgoth blocks the way to the Erd Tree. After Morgoth's defeat, the Tarnished finds that the Erd Tree is sealed off by Marika's will, preventing entry. Next, please. The Forge of the Giants. Burn the Erd Tree. To gain access to the Erd Tree, the Tarnished must travel to the mountaintops of the Giants to kindle the Forge of the Giants. that's weird, isn't it? Go back, please. Melina offers to sacrifice herself to burn the Erd Tree, or the player can betray her by choosing the frenzied flame path, unleashing chaos upon the world. Next, please. The final battles, confronting Radagon and the Elden Beast. After the burning the Erd Tree, the Tarnished gains access to the heart of the tree, where Radagon, Queen Marika's second cousin, awaits. Radagon is revealed to be the other half of Marika, and together they tried to repair the shattered Elden Ring, but failed. After defeating Radagon, the Tarnished faces the Elden Beast, the divine manifestation of the Elden Ring itself. Next, please. The ending, multiple outcomes. Depending on the player's choices, the game offers several possible endings. Age of Fracture, the Tarnished restores the Elden Ring and becomes the Elden Lord, maintaining the status quo. The second one is Age of Duskfall, the Tarnished allies with Fae, embracing the power of death to bring a new cycle to the world. What?
Nothing.
Okay. Age of Order, the world is restored under a more rigid, lawful structure, eliminating chaos. Blessing of Despair, the Tarnished supports the damned people, being a cursed era of life and suffering.
Yeah.
Age of Stars, the Tarnished helps running the rich bring about a new age ruled by the cosmos, beyond the influence of the gods. Lord of Frenzied Flame, if the Tarnished embraces the frenzied flame, they destroy the Erd Tree and plunge the world into chaos. Next, please. You created the story for Elden Ring. The story of Elden Ring was a collaboration between the two key figures, Hidetaka Miyazaki, president of From Software, and a creative mind behind the Souls series, including Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro. Miyazaki was responsible for the game's overall world design, themes, and character narratives. And the second one was George R.R. Martin, author of A Song of Ice and Fire, which will inspire HBO's Game of Thrones. Martin was involved in developing the mythology and backstory of the lands between, setting the foundation for the world and its major characters. His work shaped the events that occurred in the distant past, such as the origins of the Elden Ring, the Shattering, and the demigods. Miyazaki built the game's present-day story and narrative structure on top of Martin's mythological framework, blending both their storytelling styles, Martin's rich, world-building lore, and Miyazaki's cryptic, interperceptive storytelling. Next, please. The ending. We went back. Summary. The story in Elden Ring is about gathering power, confronting the consequences of divine interference, and making choices that shape the fate of the lands between. The player's path intertwines with figures like Milena, Rani, and many others, leading to one of the multiple endings based on their actions throughout the game. Next.
Matt,
Yes.
Probably